Wild Sheep Foundation presents Sheep Shape.
If you're going to be a successful mountain hunter, it's not about bodybuilding. The workouts are a lot more complex and typically very body weight oriented. You're going to push some barbells, you're going to push some dumbbells, but you also have to think about pushing yourself. You have to find those outer limits that prepare you physically, but also prepare you mentally.
When I look at mountain hunting, you're really dealing with almost all the elements that a traditional athlete would have to achieve. You got strength, you've got a degree of power, agility, flexibility, balance, core. I could go on, but the only things you really don't need are a degree of speed and quickness.
So really, the mountain doesn't care who you are. It's just gonna chew you up, spit you out.
You can train all you want in the gym, you can put a rucksack on and you can go for a 10-mile hike, but nothing can replicate what you're gonna experience on the mountain. When you're on that hillside, the variables are enormous. It could rain on you, it can be bitter cold, you can twist an ankle. The terrain that you're gonna be on, you can't replicate at home training. So you gotta do what you can in the gym in your local surroundings, but it's really having that mental fortitude that are gonna allow you to be successful when you finally hit the sheep mountain.
We would probably disagree a little bit, all of us, because of our experiences on what to do to get them prepared for a mountain hunt. But I think we would all agree on one thing, that we have to achieve a level of toughness, and their training regimen should reflect that, whether it's in the strength area or in the cardiovascular conditioning area and doing circuit training, whatever it is. We have to build into these people a degree of toughness, which they already have just by virtue of being here.
The hunters will need to take all the advice they can get from the experts who have been in these situations before. Ric Korone starts training with fitness coach Mark Paulson to strengthen his individual limitations. His years of playing professional baseball have left him with some rotator cuff issues that need to be addressed if he has any hope of hauling heavy gear through the mountains.
Ric's challenge, because of his chemo, that is just an ongoing situation for him, but I'm stunned, and it's been such an inspiration for me to hang around Ric, because his attitude, his countenance is unlike anything I've ever seen in someone who isn't challenged. But obviously he has fatigue issues that he's got to deal with. So he's got to schedule in naps. He's got to let his body rest. He just really has to pay attention to detail of his daily methodology more than anybody.
This isn't Kelsey's first trip over tough terrain. Her experience in the mountains has given her strength and agility, but she needs to improve her core in order to carry the 80-plus pound packs of gear. A stronger core will put Kelsey one step ahead of her prey.
We wanted to train her so that she could not only exert herself with maximum effort, but then learn immediately how do you get up from an exercise and then calm yourself down, because you got to get behind, the bow, and you've got to be able to make that shot. You can be in great shape, but if you can't calm yourself down when it's go time, you're going to be flinging arrows all over the place. So it's a combination of working with Kelsey to strengthen her body, get her in great cardiovascular shape, and the ability to just calm down and settle down with just the flip of a switch.
Patrick Scroggins' body has been rebuilt after the trauma of a nearly fatal helicopter crash. He had to learn to walk again, and he's come a very long way in his recovery. But there's still a lot of work to do to strengthen his body enough to conquer the mountains.
Patrick, he's really, again, another inspiration in what he's done with himself, with good nutrition and dropping his body fat to where now he looks like a beast. But the misconception with Patrick is everybody thinks that you got to work on that leg because he only has one leg, so he's got to be super strong. Well, the fact is that leg is already quad and hamstring dominant. That leg is amazingly strong. His problem is he's had 35 back surgeries, so that leg is attached to that back, and he's got to strengthen that back. So we got to stretch that back, strengthen that back, and try to make the transition from his lower body to his upper body kind of meld together so that there's not a real weak link. Because you can see in Patrick, he's got a big, strong upper body, big chest, big shoulders, big back. So it's that low back and core that he really has to focus on to keep him functioning without having his body torque on him.
After a long battle with a rare form of bone cancer, Chad Hall's leg required a complete overhaul. It was rebuilt with titanium, but it's lacking the power and spring he needs to trek through rough terrain. Mark will be working with Chad to improve his core and leg strength, with hopes to increase muscle mass and stability.
But he has the instability of that offside leg. So, and the issue that Chad had is he wanted to put on muscle mass. You know, so we're not going to spend a lot of time on doing forearm curls here. We're going to do chest, back, shoulders, and legs. You know, to put on mass, you got to be for a lot of people, you got to be an eating machine to get where he wanted to get. If you want to gain 30 pounds at his age, you got to train extremely hard, have an intensity level about you to achieve that, and then consume a lot of calories. What these people have gone through, and then to come out with a smile on their face, it's an experience. I will tell you that. So I wish them all the best. I know they're going to have a great time. They're going to see some incredible country. I envy that part of them. I hope I get a chance to work with them further, get to know them more as people, and just be a part of this incredible show called Sheep Shape.